Hi everyone, welcome to Dragon Champion's Journey. I'm Shereken, and today we're going to be talking about Panda's progression guide as seen on beadc.info. The goal of this guide is to provide a progression path to an arena viable team at level 60, focused on including 3 Panda characters. This guide will show a progression path towards an arena team consisting of Patriarch Key in the leader position, supported by Kin Lee, Master Duo, Snorri, and Rebel. This team is very capable in Arena, but excels in Tower and Raid. If you've enjoyed the videos you've seen so far on this channel, be sure to tune in every Sunday and Wednesday when we'll be uploading new videos. Also, every Thursday we'll be streaming on Twitch at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in then to watch us climb the tower, do the Arrow Char Raid, and just chat, hang out while progressing through the game. So as someone who started playing pretty recently, and also semi-committed to not spending any money on the game, I found that I was having quite a bit of difficulty getting through some of the campaign levels with the number of characters I had. My initial goal was to try and just max out my characters as much as I could, but what I began to realize is that I can have my characters at the highest gear level I can get them, and the highest level I can get them at these early levels and still not be able to get through the campaign. So what I found was really useful was just filling that team out. If you have 2 or 3 characters on a team, that's just not enough to get through a lot of these levels. I've found that the Panda's progression guide has helped me to focus on which characters I really want to be putting resources into, so that not only I can continue with the campaign at my earlier level, but also have great characters in the long run.
Hey guys, it's Stabz with Dragon Champion's Journey. Alright guys, so like Shereken was saying, we're going to go over the Panda progression guide. So the first thing we're going to start with is the strengths. So the strengths of this team are its tankiness. It has the amazing ability to stick around with the various regens and then the shields that are given from Patriarch Tree's leadership ability. In addition to that, the damage on this team is absolutely insane between Snorri and Rebel. And you get a lot of that tankiness from Kin Lee and Master Duo. Talking about the tankiness of this team, Kin Lee is going to have taunt and dodge up almost all the time. In addition to that, he's going to recover 25% of his health when he uses this ability, so he's going to get a shield from Patriarch Chi. That's not even the only healing ability that he's going to be using though. His passive ability, Spiritual Recovery, lets him recover 20% of his health at the start of every turn. So Kin Lee is going to be tanking all the time, which is going to open up Master Duo to deal some damage. That's going to be his role in this team. He's going to apply regeneration and he's going to deal single target damage. Make sure you open up with your turn meter buff because it's also going to increase your damage. Another strength of Master Duo is that he very rarely needs assistance from anyone else on the team to stay alive. His regeneration is usually enough to keep him self-sufficient. If you watched our tier list video, then you know that we love Rebel, because Rebel's damage is totally insane. In fact, we just saw from the developers that they're going to be nerfing Bloodlust. They're going to reduce his ability from 25% more damage to 20% more damage for each stack of bleeding on enemies. Now, this is a relatively significant nerf, but I don't think it's enough to take Rebel out of any teams. In fact, he's still probably one of the best damage dealers in the game. He has a strong AoE and single target damage. He applies bleed and stacks of damage based on the number of bleeds an enemy, which makes Snorri's bleed so important. Rebel is a damage powerhouse. He has both strong AoE and single damage capabilities. His basic attack applies a bleed debuff to your opponents, and that gives him more damage per attack. And when you combine that with Snorri's AoE bleed, you're going to have an absolute bloodlust cat on your hands. And in addition to all of that, he has very good health and shields for a damage dealer. And if you watched our tier list, then you know that we love Snorri. Snorri gives himself 50% turn meter and a bonus 40 speed and 25% crit chance. He has awesome damage, and like we said earlier, that bleed is going to also boost Rebel's damage, so there's an awesome synergy there. So you log into the game and you're going to start farming a bunch of your characters. Everything that you do pretty much isn't going to matter until you hit level 20. Level 20 is when you're going to be able to maximize your efficiency. So the first thing you need to do is join an active guild with a proactive leader. Because here's the thing, if you don't have a leader who's going to be recruiting and launching raids and keeping everybody communicating and keeping guild morale up, then you're not going to reap the benefits of a very good guild. You're going to see a lot of people leaving to join other guilds that do have those types of things. And when you join a guild, you're going to want to maximize your guild quest participation. As you can see here under the Guild Quest tab, you're going to have plenty of things to do that's going to give you raid energy. Now you're going to use that raid energy to launch levels of the Arachar's raid. So now that you're in a guild and you're contributing, you need to reap the benefits of being in a guild. So you should join Arachar's Madness. Now you might be intimidated and say, I probably can't put any damage on this, or I'm not good enough, but that doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters is that you contribute, because you're going to get rewards even if you come in last place, so there's no reason not to. The last tip is that you should buy Kinley shards exclusively from the guild shop until he is 7 stars. Now after you have Kinley to 7 stars, then you can start farming other characters, but the reason why we want to farm Kinley is because he is an outstanding tank, but other than that he also provides a pretty decent leadership to some pandas that you have early on, like in Fao and Master Duo. Alright guys, so at level 25 you're going to get access to the arena. Now the arena is broken up into shards. Shards are groups of players that started playing the game at about the same time. So your arena shard is a group of people that you're going to be competing against for those rewards. The arena is full of bots. Now some of these bots can be really difficult to face because they're going to have access to characters that you might not have access to yet. But here's the thing, I don't recommend refreshing the arena because you're only going to get 1 extra attempt for your Dracoins, and there's no reason to be smashing your head against a wall of bots. So the advice on level 25 arena is take your time. Alright guys, at level 25, this is the arena team you should be using. You should be using Darien as a leader, Illyria, Rantha, Master Duo, and Mortha. I really like this team because you're going to be leveling up characters for the Soleus event, and Illyria and Master Duo are very, very useful characters. Darien is going to lag behind. Alright guys, so you can use this team in pretty much every facet of the game. What you should be focusing on doing is climbing arena as fast as possible without wasting any Draco coins. Between level 25 and 30, you're going to unlock Kinley, level him up and gear him up as fast as you can, and at that point you're going to want to replace Darien in the team with Kinley. Another character that you can plug and play with is Tromgar, because you're going to be unlocking him around this level, and he is an awesome tank. His leadership ability is also very powerful for orcs, so don't forget to invest in that. Also around this time, you're going to want to farm and level Corcoran. Corcoran is used to unlock Soleus, so he's going to definitely be useful, and he's an orc, and the orc team is also very powerful. So you're not going to regret investing in Corcoran. Once you get far enough along in the quest, you're going to want to start farming Kinley. Once you unlock Kinley's Hero Stone farm at Dawn of the Order 4-3 and Rage of the Clans 4-2, you're going to want to farm those every single day. And also, around the same time, you're going to want to farm Puncher Face on his heroic dailies as well. Okay guys, so you finally hit level 35. Now you need to start farming the tower, because the tower shop is your second most important farm for this team. So try to complete as much of the tower as you can every single day. At this point, your arena team is going to look like Kinley in the leader slot, Illyria, Thao, Master Duo, and Tromgar. Your arena team is starting to take form here with your long-term tank, Kinley, in there. In addition, a key support and damage dealer, Master Duo, is being upgraded all along the way. And Tromgar can always be an off-tank, and he's again a very great plug-and-play character, so you might find that you like him more than these other characters, especially in the case of needing more counterattacks. Alright guys, so you're nearing level 40. What should you be farming between 35 and 40? Well, you need to start farming Snorri from the tower shop, and you need to save all your currencies to buy him. Once Snorri is unlocked, you're going to want to gear him the same way you did Kinley. All the gear, all the experience, you want to get him leveled up as fast as possible, and he's immediately going to replace Fao on your arena team. Alright, so now that you hit level 40, your arena team should look like Kinley in the leader slot, Illyria, Snorri, Master Duo, and then Tromgar or Foul. I recommend Tromgar because I love his tankiness and that counterattack ability. Alright, so level 50, most of your teams should be coming into place. What you should be focusing on now is farming Patriarch Chi. He should become part of your daily farm as soon as he becomes available. Now here's a fair warning, it's going to take a while. You're looking at 70 plus days to get Patriarch Chi. Once you finish farming Snorri, which you should be getting close to at this point, you're going to want to split your tower shop currency between Corcoran, Puncherface, and Mortha. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to push towards Revel. Revel is going to be able to be unlocked around level 55, and once you get there, farm, farm, farm. Revel is an integral part of this team. Now, there's going to be a scroll choke later on in the game, so you're going to save as many of your scrolls as you can early on to upgrade characters like Patriarch Chi and Revel once you do unlock them, because you're going to want to immediately replace Illyria and Foul for good. Alright, so now that you're level 60, you'll have unlocked Revel, or at least again be very close. He'll be low stars and need gear, but again, upgrade him as quick as you can and then replace Tromgar in your arena team. Revel will take a very long time to get ready before you can replace him on your raid teams, but again, maximize your farm and push towards his second node once you're able. Something that's going to change over is once you hit 60, then the gear farm is going to change very much. You're going to need to spend a lot of time farming gear. It's going to take you multiple days to farm single pieces of gear for characters at this point. Alright, and level 65 plus, we finally made it. This is the end game of farms. You have your teams and you are farming all of the things that you're going to need to be successful in Dragon Champions. What you're going to want to do now is push towards Nightiel and Xantara farms. In fact, once you get later on the team, either one of those can replace Master Duo in this squad. But you're probably going to want to save Nightiel for Soleus at this point, and Xantara might have other uses in other places, so we're probably going to want to keep Master Duo here. We hope that you found this Panda progression guide extremely helpful. Again, we got this information at beadc.info. You should check that website out, and if you want to read the guide, they also have it there in text.
This has been Stabz, Mackenzie, and Shereken. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment. All of that helps the channel. We'll see you next time, and remember, stay frosty!